Welcome to the very first episode of the 526 Podcast with Bruisa and Friends, where we're going to be talking about past military experiences, funny stories, and everything in between. Today, I'm joined by my very special guest, brother and friend, Shelton J. Fuller. Welcome to the episode, man. So, before we get started,
hmm
we both former retired military. I think you grew up in the military. Your pops was in the military. Talk to me about how that started off, and was that any deciding factor how you was going, what you was going to do after you graduated from high school?
Yeah, man. My pops joined the military back in 1982, right after my sister was born, my older sister. And then he joined the military. His first duty station was, uh, I want to say Fort Benning. Boom. So he shot up to Fort Benning. My mama from Georgia. She been in Georgia her whole life, except for the few years when she was with my pops in the military. But boom, yeah. So I've been surrounded by the military my entire life, literally my entire life. I was born. When I was born, we shot out to Germany. Um, then we came back. My mama actually brought us back early from Germany, and then from Germany, I remember going to, I believe it was Kentucky. Um, but I was so young then. I want to say it was Kentucky. I want to say it was like Fort Knox, Kentucky,
Wow.
maybe. But I just know it was somewhere. But I was real young, man. I might have been 3 or 4 years old. Like I couldn't even remember. You know what I'm saying? And
So you actually, like you said, you traveled like when you was with him. So you did high school like and stuff throughout with the military. Like everything you did was like based upon military.
yeah, I did. Shoot, yeah, it was Fort Knox because I was doing kindergarten in Fort Knox. And then we went to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. My dad was a drill sergeant out there. I remember doing at least second, third, fourth, and fifth grade in Fort Leonard Wood, Partridge Elementary School. I wonder if that school's still around. Um, but yeah, and then after Fort Leonard Wood, we went to Bamberg, Germany, where I did sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. And after Germany, we came back to the States. Um, we was in Iowa, specifically Urbandale, Iowa, but I went to a school in West Des Moines. So I did my ninth grade year in West Des Moines, but it was a big, I ain't gonna say it was a culture shock for me, but I tell you like this. And when I was a freshman, there was only four other brown skinned people. And I'm not even talking about like black people.
Yeah.
I'm talking brown skin. There was me, a kid, a Hispanic dude named Mike Ruiz. There was my homeboy Lance. He was half black, half white. And then there was a Indian dude name was Colwinder. So it was us four. And like I said, it's not for black people. I was the only black person. Well, Lance, he was half black, half white. And then the Mexican dude and then the Indian dude.
Right.
So after ninth grade, I bounced because I was like, nah, bro, I can't do this. Now, mind you, at this time when we was leaving Germany, me and my brother both had afros. You know what I'm saying? So and being in the military community, you got all the races. You got white, black, Hispanic, so forth, so on. So everybody used to seeing everything. But then when I went over to Iowa, it was white people. Like, you know what I'm saying? And at this time, these white people was I don't know if they never seen nothing like me and my brother before, but that's what it seemed like to me. Cause me and my brother both came with afros. I had my older sister. She got the micro braids and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what they would call now is like urban, you know what I'm saying? But to me, it was just regular, you know what I'm saying? It was I guess it was just as different for them to see us as it was for us to see all of them in that big. Like I'm bro, when I tell you 99% white people, like, and of course, being in the military, I've seen white people before. But
Right.
when it's only you and everybody else is white, bro, I'm telling you, bro, I could not. I'm getting in fights, or not necessarily fights, but I'm getting in like little incidents, I guess you could say, where it's like people, the other kids is touching my hair, like, how is your hair so spongy? And I'm like, bro, what y'all talking about? Like, get up! Why are y'all touching my hair, bro? This
Hey,
it. This is,
yeah, it's hair.
you know what I'm saying?
I don't know if you know this, but you were born with some too.
Yeah,
You
bro. But
just the
like,
texture is just a little bit different from mine.
yeah, bro. And these dudes, they just like, I don't know, man. They didn't even, like I say, I guess it was different for them to see somebody like us, just like it was different for us to see all of them. So ninth grade year, I dipped out after ninth grade year, went back home to Georgia. Stayed with my mama for a year. Um, but at how I ended up going back to stay with my pops was just, it was just a different lifestyle, man. When they really, that not necessarily the cost of living, but when you used to living like a certain way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then when I went to go stay with my mama, it just wasn't that way. So, but I stayed, which was actually good for me, by going back to Georgia, because in ninth grade I basically failed all my classes. Bro, I'm telling you, I might have passed like two of them. So
bro.
when I went to Georgia, I was, according to my credits, I was considered a ninth grader, but I don't know how they did it. All I know is I got to Georgia, I was able to pass all my classes, and then I did summer school, which caught me back up.
Right.
So then when I went back to Iowa, I was a junior, and from there I joined the football team again, which was white people. Oh, Jerome, how does your hair fit in the helmet? And because I still got the afro, you know what I'm saying? I still got it.
Right.
Um, so I ended up, not because of them, but I cut it. You know what I'm saying? And I've been doing this ever since then. Um,
Yeah.
but still, I joined the football team. But when I went back, I was at the regular high school, I guess you would say, because in ninth grade year it was just only sophomore. I mean, only freshmen in that school. So when I go back, I go to Valley High School, which has got 10th, 11th, and 12th graders in it.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm in the big high school, and it's more black people. So now it's like between the 10th, 11th, and 12th grade is uh it's like 17 black people in the whole school, which is cool. You know what I'm saying?
17 people.
17
Seven.
black people, like actual, you know what I'm saying, black like us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And then
My
yeah, and then even then, like, you know how we be like, oh nah, you ain't really black because, you know what I'm saying, people think you white if you're not urban, like, you know what I'm saying, if you're not
oh
rocking baggy jeans. I think at the time, what was we in, Fubu, Carl Kanai, um Mecca, I think, you know what I'm saying. But of those 17 black people, like 10 of them was still not urban. You know what I'm saying? They up in there walking Abercrombie and Finch, and they talking proper or whatever the case may be. But we you could just tell, like, oh no, they been here for a while. Like,
Oh yeah, they
They
would.
they from here, you know. But it was 17 people in the high school, and then I mean, but I remember one thing I know, which probably still goes on to this day, no lie, is that at the end of every class, when you get that break, all the black people go to the corner. I don't even know what to call it, but it's the corner right there by the bathrooms. I don't care, dog. I don't care if you got class.
I'll call it the racial corner.
Nah, it wasn't even that, bro. It was just I don't even know why we did it, honestly, bro.
So hold the
I just
black
got
no
there.
this
I had got there, bro, and my brother was like, "Oh no, we meet at the corner after every class." So I just kind of follow suit. You know what I'm saying? But
and
literally,
but and where
bro,
did the white people go?
I mean, they was just going through all the halls and everything. But
Y'all had a corner specifically
bro,
designed for black people.
listen here, man. I'm not saying specifically design. All I know is all the black people in school at the end of every period, unless you was, your class was you was out at the gym or something, man. You couldn't make it to the corner and then back to your next class. But bro, we everybody up at that corner talking trash, tell a couple of jokes or whatever, and then when that little, I think you get the warning bell before you're supposed to be in class. So when that bell rang, everybody, I mean, literally, everybody was dapping up everybody. All right, bro, I see you in a little bit, see you in a little bit. And then go to class, that period over, back to the corner. And then we had, like, soon as you walked in the lunchroom or study hall, it was the same, basically the auditorium. Soon as you walked in there, we was right there to the left. Like, as soon as you walked in, that little corner was like, nah, that's where the black people be at. But man, I need to pull up on that school to see if they. I'm telling you, bro, it's just like a tradition or whatever, man. I'm sure they all still meet at that same corner, bro. Like, no lie, it it was just what they did.
Well, I can tell you one thing I know for sure that we got a spot that we still meet up to this day. That's not in high school, back in Yazoo City, Mississippi. And hear you share your story, bro, it's like such an opposite from like for me, like cause
Hmm.
I grew up born and raised in Yazoo City, Mississippi, like
Right. Yeah.
Mississippi. And so like blacks and whites back then, you that was a no go, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like that was it. They had the private school, Manchester Academy. So all I ever knew was like blacks too, and I got the culturally
Yeah.
shocked too. So I initially joined in 1995, did the delayed entry program. I was still drilling. I was doing drills while I was in high school and
Hmm.
getting paid. I went to basic August 1st, 1995, came back in December. But through all this basic and AIT, just being around all those different people at once, because I remember the very first Puerto Rican I met, but he was black.
Yeah.
I'm talking about black, black. And I didn't know because I'm from Yazoo City. I'm thinking you black, you black. But when I said something to him, his English one it wasn't coming out right. He was like he didn't speak English. I'm like, what you mean you don't
Yeah.
speak English? You black. You got to speak English. Then it's like, oh no, he Puerto Rican. I was like, oh, they got black Puerto Rican. But coming from Yazoo City, you don't know no better, man. So now you now you see everything. You open because my first duty station was Fort Riley, Kansas. From
Oh yeah.
Mississippi
Yep.
to Kansas, less than 24 hours. When that plane landed, I'm surrounded by nothing but white people.
White
You
people.
know,
Yep.
and and so I'm, at first, I come in, I got the gold tee. Uh, I sound country. I got this slang. They looking at me, just like another ignorant white person, man. But
Yeah.
But I got to tell you though, throughout some of that, man, just like it really opened me. It showed me like how people truly are, like how ignorant people can truly be without knowing somebody, and That what kills me sometimes. Like, even when I sit and think about people like that, it reminds me. I've seen this interview with Mike Epps on YouTube. He's talking about like the gatekeepers.
Hmm.
In the military, we call them the good old boy club. This the same thing. The gatekeepers, cop watchers, whatever the hell you want to call it. Now, I know personally, I've experienced the gatekeepers.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna share some of that with you. But have you ever felt like at any point in time in your career where for a fact that somebody was trying to hold you back and they was doing it because they could?
You know what? Not in my career. Not in my career. You know just as well as I do. My first duty station, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. You
That's
know
where
what
we
I'm
first
saying?
met.
Yeah, that's what everybody, bro. And being there, yeah, I ain't never had that. Like literally first time I was there with you was there before me,
Right.
but you had Kellen, but when I came, it was Lawson.
Yeah, you got hold of Michael J. Lawson. You got
Yeah,
to rock
Lawson.
Lawson.
And he was probably the closest, but it still wasn't that just because I was messing up. You know what I'm saying? I was a knucklehead.
Yeah,
He was ready to get me up out of there anyway, but it wasn't because it was all on me that
right.
he wanted to get me out of there. Um, so what really happened, honestly, I think I told you this before, was that when I had got in trouble
Yeah,
and they shot me to Charlie detachment, because they like, oh no, we finna get rid of all the bad apples and the bad seeds or whatever.
yeah.
So when they did that, that was the best thing for me, bro. Because if I would have stayed there after that, if I would have stayed in SSG, I would have for sure been gone.
Oh,
Like they would have chaptered me out. You know what I'm saying? Even
oh,
though
you
back
ain't
then you could get in trouble a few times before they got you. But yeah, they would have, because that I think that was like my second or third time. Because I got in trouble the one time with staff duty, then I got the DUI, and then I had got something else. It was something before that. There was something before staff duty. That was like my third time, so they was getting ready to
get
get
rid
me
of
up
you.
out of there. But instead of them getting me up out of there, they was just like, you know what? We'll just give them to somebody else. Let's get rid of the bad apples, send them over there. But and like I said, that was the best thing for me. When they sent me to Charlie, brand new start, bro.
It was the same thing for me too, bro. Cause we both was back in group. At
Yeah.
that time, we both was on the color guard team. You
Yep.
know, and back then, Kellen was still the first sergeant, and I was working in what was I working down in out processing. And at that time, before it was with the crew, it was Sergeant Christopher, me, and Mathis. Couldn't do no wrong, right? Lo and behold, motherfucking Kimberly Floyd comes along. Oh, the wickedest fucking witch of all, of East, West, South.
Hmm.
For some odd reason, this motherfucker did not like me. She couldn't stand me. Like, I don't know why. But but speaking of that, and this is how I end up over there. So one day we just got into it. I didn't know Michael Austin was standing behind me, so she probably was showing her little ass. She was always.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she said something. She like, Specialist Walden, I ought to call HRC right now and tell them to move your doggone tail, because you've been at Fort Bragg for too long anyway. Man, I hit that damn desk like I was the detective arguing at the captain in the motherfucking action crime movie. I say, well,